Israel's assault on reporters and journalism continues, with the latest debacle involving Israeli officials seizing a camera and broadcasting equipment belonging to the Associated Press in Gaza. They had a live stream set up. The live stream simply showed what the horizon looked like as Israel continued its aerial bombardments of the Gaza Strip. Now, officials with Israel's communications ministry went to the town of Sderot, and they decided, we're going to seize the equipment. We don't like what this live stream is revealing about our military operations in Gaza. The Israeli communications minister, Shlomo Kari, ordered the equipment taken from the AP. So let's give you some more details here. The Israeli Communications Ministry accused the news organization of violating a new media law by providing images to Al Jazeera. The Qatari satellite channel is one of thousands of AP customers, and it receives live video from the Associated Press and other news organizations. See, something that maybe Israeli officials didn't know is that the Associated Press isn't simply a journalistic platform. It's a wire service. A lot of different media organizations will license content from the Associated Press in the form of video, footage, photos, and they'll use it in their own reporting. And I guess some of that footage, or maybe some of the photos, were licensed by Al Jazeera for their own reporting. And that rubbed Israeli officials the wrong way. Now, Israel closed down the offices of Al Jazeera on May 5th, and they also confiscated its equipment, banned the channel's broadcasts, and blocked its websites. Netanyahu has called Al Jazeera this is hilarious, terror channel that spreads incitement. Now, the seizure of the AP's equipment follows a verbal order Thursday to cease the live transmission, which the news organization refused to do. They weren't doing anything wrong. Shortly before the equipment was seized, it was broadcasting a general view of northern Gaza. The AP complies with Israel's military censorship rules, which prohibit broadcasts of details like troop movements that could endanger soldiers. The live shot was generally shown basically would show like smoke rising over the territory, kind of showing the aftermath of some of the aerial bombardments. Now, AP obviously condemned the move, saying that the Associated Press decries in the strongest terms the actions of the Israeli government to shut down our longstanding live feed showing a view into Gaza and seize AP equipment. The shutdown was not based on the content of our feed, but rather an abusive use by the Israeli government of the country's new foreign broadcaster law. We urge the Israeli authorities to return our equipment and enable us to reinstate our live feed immediately so we can continue to provide this important visual journalism to thousands of media outlets around the world. I should also note that journalists, broadly speaking, have been banned from even entering the Gaza Strip. Hundreds of journalists who were already within Gaza have been killed from Israel's aerial bombardments. I'm sure many of you have noticed that the death toll of Palestinians has stood at 35,000 for a few weeks now. We aren't getting updated death toll numbers, and I think that's very much on purpose. Now, the AP is also reporting that US officials privately urged Netanyahu's office to return the seized equipment to the Associated Press, and it appears that that has happened. They have returned it. So here's a comment from the Israeli communications minister, Shlomo Kari, who says, since the Ministry of Defense wishes to examine the matter of the broadcast from these locations in Surat, regarding the risk of our forces, I have now ordered the cancellation of the operation and return the equipment to the Associated Press until a different decision is made by the Ministry of Defense. And so, yeah, they've returned, or they're going to return the equipment after they got some pressure allegedly from the Biden administration. But I don't think this is the end of their assault on journalists. Journalists are unfortunately for them, reporting, some of their behavior, which is leading to criticism internationally, and they don't want that. So they would rather squash the journalists, like any shining democracy in the Middle East would, right?
Pausing here to deliver some honest truth as we do in our news coverage as well. TYT is facing challenges, guys, as the entire industry is. You know who could make the difference? You. If you hit the join button below, it's gonna make all the difference and keep us in business. We appreciate you, thank you.
So I guess there's two different theories on this. Let's see which one you believe, okay? One, so first let me tell you the facts. Israel has killed 105 journalists so far in this conflict. That is a record in modern history. And it is more than all the journalists killed in all other conflicts in the world combined. And remember, Russia invaded Ukraine, and the Russians are not overly kind in their invasion, okay? And okay, so the two theories are, one is the IDF is the most moral army in the world, so every one of those was an accident. Oops, they just happened to set the record. They just happened to kill all those journalists on accident, more than all the other journalists killed in all other conflicts. It was all an accident. Because by definition, if it's Israel, they're moral. So there you have it. The other theory is they don't want Gaza being covered because they're butchering the people of Gaza. 70% of the buildings are destroyed, 90% of the people are homeless. Every time you look at a picture or a video of Gaza, it's Israel dropping a massive bomb. They've destroyed, for example, out of the hundreds of examples, they've destroyed every university in Gaza. Why? I mean, here in America, there was all this hubbub about, oh my God, there's peace protesters at a university. And some of them have criticized Israel. So, we shut them all down. Oh my God, it's the anti-Semites who are against education or something. Meanwhile, Israel has destroyed literally every piece of higher education in Gaza. There's congressional hearings, giant media coverage, nothing, right? Okay, so the other theory is that Israel doesn't want you to see their barbaric actions in Gaza. That's why they keep shutting down different journalism organizations, anyone that can bring you the news. And if they can't shut them down enough, they just kill them. Oh, but of course, the counter to that is, well, they haven't killed every reporter there. Wow, I didn't know they were that merciful. So you make such a great point. I'm sure all 105 were accidents. Shireen Abu Akleh, an American reporter, shot in the neck before any of this even began. Clearly assassinated. And they assassinated an American reporter, just like the Saudis killed an American reporter, right? We went nuts when the Saudis killed an American reporter because we should. They dismembered the poor guy, the butcher in Riyadh, right? But Netanyahu and the Israeli government assassinates an American reporter, barely a peep. So yeah, of course they shut down the AP video, and they'll keep shutting down more and more news because that's what fascist governments do. And Netanyahu's right-wing government has cabinet ministers that are calling for the total annihilation of the Palestinians in Gaza. Well, if that's not fascist, then the word fascist doesn't mean anything. So there are real dangerous terrorists here, and they're inside the Israeli government. All right, last thing is Yair Lapid is the left-wing opponent to Netanyahu, and he forcefully attacked the Israeli government in criticism, obviously. Saying that this is not what Israel stands for. Israel stands for a free press, and historically it has. Historically, it has a terrific free press, but not under this fascist government. So I encourage the forces within Israel to remember what the country was supposed to be about, and to get back to that instead of this horrible turn it's taken.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. We really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.